5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's time to count down reality TV's most talked about moments with Amanda Bella. Hello everyone, welcome back to Bella Talks TV. It's Amanda Bella here and recording for the first time from my new house, so the Bellas know. If you guys are wondering where I'm recording from, because every week it's different, I'm recording from my new house this week, so bear with me. We got the blur on, we're in the PJs, and I'm really getting used to our new routine, our new schedule, and just the things that we have going on this time of year and getting settled in this new house. So it's going to be very exciting, and definitely stay posted and be following me on TikTok, Instagram, all of the social media, and definitely on the YouTube, because I'm going to be posting more about like behind the scenes podcasting stuff as well, and behind the scenes event stuff. I have BravoCon news coming up, just lots of things you're going to want to stay posted on. So make sure you're following Bella Talks TV everywhere. And I want to get right into it today because I know I can be long-winded and I want to really make sure that I can get these rants and opinions out in an efficient manner every week for you guys. So let's get right into my OMG and my LOL of the week. So again, if it's your first time here, I'm going to do this every week. OMG, LOL, basically a moment of reality TV from the last week that has really been having me OMGing and LOLing like out here in these streets. So let's get into my OMG of the week because it's actually affecting, and you guys know I'm a Bachelor Nation baddie from day one. And I go back and forth with my love for Bachelor Nation. And when they originally announced the Golden Bachelor, I was one of the people that were like, I wasn't like against it, but I wasn't really for it. I was like, why are we doing this? This seems like a scam. It's like gimmicky. How are we going to be able to find like quality people in their golden years? But they knocked it out of the park. Now, Gary, the original Golden Bachelor, now he has kind of gone down in history for not being so great of a guy. Some rumors came out about him, about, his dating life after his widow had passed, in between the time that she passed and when he was the Golden Bachelor. Some stories came out there. Teresa, who he got engaged to on the show, she's fabulous and is a very hard worker. She's like a personal finance accountant, and she has been able to build up a huge business. And a lot of people were concerned that that's why Gary picked her, was because she's like a self-made millionaire. And, basically people were like wondering, well, they got married and they had a huge wedding that was on. And it was the golden wedding, they called it. And it was literally a gold carpet with all of the Bachelor Nation, like biggest people. It was actually really fun. If you have any random interest to go watch that, I'm pretty sure that's on Hulu. It's called The Golden Wedding, and you can go back and watch that. And it's a good way to learn about some of the big players in Bachelor Nation because everybody was there, like the who's who of Bachelor Nation was there. And that was a really interesting event. Anyways, they got divorced like 3 months later, and I think it was even like fully annulled. So the first season iteration of Golden Bachelor did not go great in the end, but then Golden Bachelorette was so amazing. Joan, I still think about Joan all the time because when I go through my favorites folder in my phone, I have a picture of Joan's mom that now I'm going to have to post this on the Instagram. So keep an eye out for this. It's hilarious. So at the end of every season of The Bachelor, Bachelorette, whatever, they do a tell-all episode, which is basically their version of a reunion, where it used to be Chris Harrison, but now it's Jesse Palmer hosts. They bring back the cast. So you'll see like the 2 rows of all the people like sitting there, whether it's girls or guys, depending on the season. And then the major people that make it to like the top 4 all get to like be pulled up onto stage and have like what they call like the hot seat. Like they get to have like their moment to explain what happened on the season. They get to like usually reunite with whoever the lead was for the first time since they've been dumped. So, the tell-alls are a big, big deal. And they don't do them for the Goldens, I don't think. Am I remembering that right? No, I actually think they did do them for the Goldens. Oh yeah, that's what's making me remember this story is that I have this picture on my phone of Joan. I mean, this is true ADHD brain right here. I have this picture of Joan's mom on my phone from the tell-all of the Golden Bachelorette season, where they hand out pizza to everybody or burgers or something. Like they're giving food to the audience for some reason. And Joan's mom is just like going hard on a burger or something. I can't remember what she's eating, but like the camera zooms in on her. She's, I think, 100 years old. And she's just going to town on this piece of pizza or burger or whatever she's eating. I have to post a picture now, but it is so funny, you guys. It's just a random thing that lives rent free in my brain. Like, I can't remember what I had for breakfast, but I remember Joan's mom eating. So funny. So, anyways, this is all bringing me to my OMG of the week, which is that the new Golden Bachelor season has started and they hired this guy named Mel, and he's not having a great kickoff because his first interview, I mean, he was not press trained at all. I don't know where they found this guy, but he is a past former football. They love to put a football, somebody who was like D-list, who played like 2 games or maybe never even played like in the NFL and just played college football. Like The Bachelor loves these people to either put them as The Bachelor or put them as the people competing on The Bachelorette. Like they just love a D-list athlete. So this guy was like some D-list athlete. I think he went to USC or something, college football. Then now he's like an athletic director or like a lawyer or something that has to do with sports, maybe a sports agent or something. So yeah, we already can just tell, ladies, if you know, you know, he's already going to be a D-bag. Well, he went on his first interview, and I don't know if he's on The View or Good Morning America or something, but he said he didn't want to date any women over 60. Boo, this is the Golden Bachelor. They rebutted this with literally casting women only over 60. There's only one woman who is 59 who's actually friends with Heather McDonald. If you're a juicy scooper, she was talking about this on her podcast that one of her friends got cast. She's 59 years old, and she was saying, "Oh, my friend might win because she's the youngest on the cast." Now, this guy has like walked back his comments a little bit, and it is on, I believe, Monday nights. Sometimes they do a thing where they do Mondays and Tuesday nights for The Bachelor to kind of get it like kicked off, and then they go down to like one night a week. So I'm pretty sure it's on Monday nights, but go tune in to watch this guy inevitably make a fool of himself. I mean, I do want to see the journey now because I wonder if these women, the golden women, don't fuck around. Okay. We talk about women being in your 30s, your 40s, you get that confidence. When you're in your 60s and your 70s, you're just really telling it how it is. So I appreciate these women. I think that they're going to like teach him some lessons and be able to really get him whipped into shape for this process, because he will become the most hated man in America if he's not able to pull it together. We saw how it went for Gary. So yeah, that's my OMG of the week that he said that. Like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? And now, of course, I'm going to watch every second of it. It worked. Bad PR still gets you to watch these shows. Okay, so let's go over to the LOL of the week, which is, again, a little bit of bad PR. I have 2 that I want to split it into. So quickly, an LOL of the week that really made me chuckle is Danny from Love on the Spectrum from Netflix. She gave Trump the double bird on the response to him saying that Tylenol leads to autism. We know that everybody on Love on the Spectrum, it's a show following people on the spectrum, on the autism spectrum, going on dates, finding love. They have jobs. Some of them live alone. Some of them don't. Some of them, have extraordinary stories. Some of them have more simple lives. It's a spectrum. And seeing their responses, James also is Love on the Spectrum, huge. He's been on like all 4 seasons. He is incredible. He also had a response to Trump about this. He famously is really, really passionate about women's health rights. James is. He's just like pro your body, your choice. And he's kind of famous for that. He's basically a liberal icon. So anyways, if you don't know about Love on the Spectrum, go check out that story. I'll also post the picture of that and some info on my Instagram. And I wanted to also share the LOL of the week with the Real Housewives of Potomac, not the reunion, the season. Are we going on season 8? I think it's got to be season 7, but let me double check because I've been rocking with Potomac since day 1. I am a day oneer. And I'm shocked. Okay, let's see. I saw something about season 10. No fucking way. Are we on season 10? Holy moly. I feel old. Like, I don't have kids, so I measure my time in Housewives seasons. And I'm like, okay, 10. I have a 10-year-old child called Giselle Bryant. It's not possible that I've known these people for 10 years, especially Karen. Oh my gosh, that just really rocked me. I thought we were only on season 8 or 9. So season 10, the season 10 trailer, it's actually the first 6 minutes. So it's not really, it's a teaser. It is incredible. Now, Ashley and Giselle, the women in Potomac are doing literally what no other cast can do. Salt Lake City's trying to do it. They're trying so hard to do it, but I don't think they're really achieving it because they're really sloppy. People are still loving it, but we'll talk about them more later in this episode. Now, just straight up, Giselle says, Karen, it's Giselle and Ashley standing in the kitchen at Giselle's house, filming for the first day. Obviously, it's like the first day they pick up cameras. Giselle's like, Karen's in jail. Ashley's like, yeah, in the elderly section. And they're like, oh, we have to just pray that she's, getting at least AARP prison treatment. I mean, the way that they're talking about this, it's just like, even Atlanta, I think we gag a little. Atlanta was obviously ruthless. Nene, Kim, even Candy at times really went for the throat. So I just can't believe that we're on season 10 of this. And I can't believe they're talking about her in this way. I mean, I'm so happy Karen's out of jail. I talked about this on my last episode already. The Grand Dame is out, but she did say going into prison, she was no longer going to be the Grand Dame. She was like retiring the title and she was going to come out of prison as Karen and we're going to meet Karen. So I'm ready to meet Karen. I'm also ready to see Ashley and Michael's official divorce. Now, I saw somebody else. I really wish I could give credit right now. I'm going to have to think about it. But I saw somebody else posting about how iconic Ashley and Michael Darby's entire storyline, Michael Darby as a character. I'm like a Darby stan. Like even when Ashley is pissing me off and just giving me nothing and giving me scripted and giving me Jack Harlow, Josh Harlow from last season. I loved her on Love Hotel. Like her and Ralph, like their thing was so real. Like when you love somebody who's totally the human definition of an ick, but somehow you can't help it. You just like, there's something about them. Their love story was so funny. I think she just is into older men and she just needs to kind of accept that too. Like quit even trying to play like you're going to act like you're going to date some guy your age who like wants more kids. It's not happening. Actually, I can see Ashley having 2 more kids and like wanting a girl and having like a split family. I could see that. Anyways, I'm dialed in for this new season of Potomac. I just was laughing out loud at the way they were talking about Karen being in prison. That was insane. Okay, so let's move right into my top 5 countdown of the week. Again, if it's your first time here, I'm going to count down reality TV's most talked about moments. It is always, again, a spectrum. Bravo, Plathville, TLC, Gypsy Rose, Jersey Shore, Teen Mom, anything Bachelorette, Bachelor Nation, Dancing with the Stars. Like I talk about it all. So you never know what's going to be in my top 5 countdown. It does typically sway Bravo. This is a Bravo heavy show. So I'm just letting everybody know. Don't be surprised. If things that I don't get to talk about, usually if I have time at the end, I'll kind of do like a roundup. So my number 5 most talked about moment is the fact that they just released the BravoCon schedule yesterday. And I haven't looked at it yet. And everyone's talking about how Carol is on a panel. So Carol is confirmed. I want to see what other OG Roni people are going to be there because I'm curious myself. There's so many conspiracy theories about like there being an OG Roni, something being announced. And I kind of want to know what's going on here. So let's look up the schedule together. So Thursday night, which I am arriving Thursday around noon into Vegas. And that night is the BravoCon live, the Days of Our Wives, 20 years of the Real Housewives show. It says it's from 9 to 11 p.m. I'm not sure if that means the show is going to be a 90-minute special, if it's going to be a 75-minute special or only an hour. I'm not sure what the filming of it saying 9 to 11 p.m. because I know I've been to other filming and obviously been to all the BravoCons, all the Fan Fest events. So I know when they're doing filming, there's a lot of downtime in between these panels and stuff where it's not like it's jam-packed. So when they cut them down and they put them onto Peacock, which again, with Peacock, you will be able to see all of the panels and all of the things going on at BravoCon. So if you can't make it, go on there. You'll be able to see the filmed versions of all this. So you won't get to see all of the behind the scenes stuff, but all the backstage stuff. But I'm excited to hopefully be boots on the ground for you guys and be reporting live, reporting from the Bella Talks TV podcast feed and from my Instagram, TikTok while I'm there, keeping everybody updated. So that's on Thursday. That sounds like it's going to be 20 years of the Real Housewives. So a lot of the OG, I think that's why they invited people like Lisa Rinna. She was recently in the press saying that she declined her invitation to come to BravoCon. And it's like, okay, yeah, they invited pretty much everybody. Every housewife was invited. So don't get that excited. Okay, so let's go on to Friday, which is the next day. Friday, November 14th. The first panel of the day is called Peaks in the Valley. So it's going to be all of the Valley crew. Kicking it off Friday morning, 10 a.m. I'm going to be with the Valley crew. Jax is not listed on this, just so everybody's clear. He has been disinvited from BravoCon, which I think is bullshit. He's not a threat to come there. He's not some public safety hazard. I'm over it. Okay, after that, there is going to be a thing called Bravopalooza, which is always sold out and I can never get tickets to every single year, which is basically an experience where all the Bravo celebrities are dumped into the floor and it's kind of like a bar and everybody walks around for 45 or what is it? It's an hour and 15 minutes. So an hour and 15 minutes of basically mingling and walking around and checking stuff out in there. There's also a live stage where you'll be able to, I believe, live stream, and they have people hosting the stage where when I was at FanFest, they called it like a doorbell stage where you never knew. It would be like ding dong, and you would have to like run to the stage and it would be a random Bravo celebrity that would come out and do an interview. And you're there with like 20 other people. It's really a very small stage and very an intimate setting. One of my favorite experiences of BravoCon is this Bravoverse live stage. So don't skip out on that if it's your first time going. That starts, and you never know who's going to be there. That starts at 10 a.m. also. Okay, then at the glam stage, there's something called Reunion Roundup, which is Robin Dixon, Teresa Giudice, Drew Sidora, and Dr. Simone. So that's interesting. They're going to be talking about fourth wall breaking and things that go down at reunions. So that's interesting. Okay, Potomac takes Vegas. There's a Potomac panel that starts at 11:30. And then at, oh my God, okay, you guys remember, this is my first time looking at this. So I'm like getting fresh eyes. There is at the Bravoverse live stage that I was just talking about at 11:30 for 20 minutes from 11:30 to 11:50, live from Las Vegas, Ariana Madix is here to spill the tea. I will fucking be there. Okay. I will be there. Bravo Bachelorette Party. This starts at 12:15. It's Jasmine Good, Jen Pedranti, and Aisha Scott because they're all bachelorettes right now. That's cute. That's cute. I really like that they highlighted Jasmine in that. That's really cute. Okay, then Ask Andy, which is, of course, people in line asking questions to Andy. And this is moderated by Jeff Lewis. And I'm a long-standing love-hate relationship with Jeff Lewis, so I'm sure I'll be there for that. Bravo Opposites Attract is a panel that comes on. This is with Mary Cosby, Kristen Doty, Gia Giudice, Dr. Heavenly, Marisol, Tom Schwartz, Jessel, and Jesse Solomon. So they love to do these random panels where they just mix everybody together and just, it's like an unlikeliest of newfound connections. Never crossed paths pair up for bonding challenges. So that could be fun. That could be fun. That's a good, they picked good for that. They have a besties segment going on. This is going to be Cynthia, Teresa, TAMRA, Teddy, Alexia, and Sutton. So they're all going to be there doing a BFF panel, passing the torch. Ashley Darby, Reza Farahan. There's somebody called Shay Fruchter that I have seen on a couple different things now. Oh, this is the panel with Carol. So I guess they're going to be talking about Bravo legends. Welcome. Who is Shay Fruchter? You guys, I'm like a Bravo stan. Like I am a historian. Who is Shay Fruchter? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. You guys know who this is? It's Shy from Next Gen NYC. They said, it says legends of Bravo. So my head was going to like older people. This kid is a fucking legend. If you guys watched Next Gen NYC, he talked, I think he had 3 to 6 lines the entire season. He came out the most liked person on the show. Shay Fruchter, Next Gen NYC. He says, from growing up between Israel and China to transplanting into suburban New Jersey high school, he is incredible. I love him. Oh my God, that makes me so excited, you guys. So he's going to be on there with Carol Radziwill. So Carol's going to be passing the torch to him or something like that. I don't know. Okay. Then there's the Beverly Hills panel. You guys know who's there. Kathy Hilton, Brie, Erica Jane, Jennifer Tilly, Kyle Richards, Rose Sutton Streck, and Rachel Zoe. Oh my God, I'm going to be potentially meeting Rachel Zoe at BravoCon. Housewife to Housewife, a new lease on life. Teresa Giudice, Shannon Bedore, Alexia, and Camille. Camille's one of my least liked housewives of all time. They have something bougie, not basic. Ooh, Okay, bougie not basic, from private jets to one-of-a-kind couture, Patricia Outshul, Heather Dubrow, and Shimea Morton. I'm going to that. Then they have a battle of the sexes. I'm trying to run through these fast, you guys. This is only day one. This is all that's going on in the first day. Ariana Bierman, Riley Burris, Joe Bradley, Craig Conover, Gigi from Shaw's, who's recently been in the news, Gina Kirschenheiter, Steve McBee. Oh my God. Steve McBee, Molly O'Connell, who you guys, that's Molly from Southern Charm, the newer Molly, not Sally, Molly, Maddie Reese, Tom Schwartz, Jesse Solomon, Wes Wilson. That's going to be stacked. Battle of the Sexes. And Housewives. Okay, here we go. Housewives Party 1. This is at the live stage again. This is going to be Jen Fessler, who is a cockroach that will never die. She was never even a housewife. Lisa Hochstein, who I love. Margaret Josephs, who, after spending some time away, I do miss her. I realized that I wouldn't die for Marge, but I do appreciate her. And Alexia, who, I love Alexia. Okay. It's actually going a little bit later. I remember last year it would end around 4. This year, it looks like it's going a little bit later. Bravo's editors panel. They have go behind the scenes with expert editors. If you're interested in that, that goes on at the glam stage at 4:30. Then they have the below deck captains and crew. Captain Jason, Hannah Ferrier, you guys, is going to be here. Joao, Daisy, Frazier, Ben Robinson, Chef Ben, Aisha, Captain Carrie, and Captain Sandy. So if you're below deck head, you're going to want to see that. They have the Jersey Boys, Joe Benigno, Holly O'Connell, and Joe Gorga. They're giving them their own live stage segment. Because Nate and Danielle, I think, were invited to go. I'm assuming they were, but Nate Cabral is actually having brain surgery. Another one. He's been having tumors. So keep him in your thoughts and prayers. I think he's in surgery like today. And then that night, that's the end of BravoCon for the first day. Then at night at 9 p.m. is the BravoCon Live with Andy presents the Bravos. So that's the night they give out awards, and they will be, kind of superlatives for everybody. So I'm not going to go through the next 2 days. That's obviously so much information, but that's just a teaser. That's just day one of BravoCon, what you can expect. If you want to see the rest of the schedule, you can go to .com/schedule and check it out. You can also get the app downloaded on your phone if you're going. Again, DM me if you're going, please. We're trying to get girls and gays. I mean, of course, if you're a straight guy going by yourself, honestly, hats off to you. Hats off to you. If you are a single straight man going with other single straight men, I've never seen it. And I've been to all of these events. I'm just saying, if you're doing that, good for you. Okay. So anyways, that was my number 5 most talked about moment, the announcement of the BravoCon schedule. So let's get on to my number 4. We have to jump over onto the West Coast and talk about this budding feud. And this kind of leads us into BravoCon also talking about Squash the Beef, because currently we have Scheana and Lala feuding. We have TAMRA and Scheana feuding. And we have Lala and Schwartz doing a rage bait post saying soft launch, so soft that it's not even real, because you guys have never dated, never will date, have no interest in each other. What are they even talking about? Schwartz is just going to all of a sudden be Ocean, be Randall. No. And the new kid, Sosa, is only 1 year old. He's not going to this is not happening, you guys. I'm sorry. I listened to Schwartz's podcast. I also met him over the summer. This kid's out in the streets, living his best life, might I say. But he's not stepdadding. He's not with sober Lala. No. So why Scheana and Lala are feuding? So it all began when Sheena's book came out. And she sent Lala a PR package asking everybody to post it to their social media. Lala claims she is a mother. She is a real person. She has her own life to worry about, and that she intended to post it on her own time. But because she didn't post the PR package in time, Scheana got mad at her and accused her of not supporting her book and not supporting her life. And Lala's response was, bitch, I lived life with you. I live next door to you. I cry real tears with you. I live my life with you. So social media posts really shouldn't affect our life like this. This reminds me of when Taylor Frankie Paul got asked to go to the CMAs and none of the other girls supported her. And they were she's like, you guys, she was mad. This is kind of, Scheana is the TFP in this situation, because she's like, oh, you guys didn't post online, congratulating me about CMA. And they're like, yeah, but we all texted you in private and we're gassing you up behind the scenes. So wanting online public support is just comes from a very insecure place. And I see some similarities in Scheana and in Taylor Frankie Paul. So I'm curious how she's going to do as a bachelorette. I talked about that on my last episode. Go back and check out last week if you want to hear me talk about more Taylor Frankie Paul bachelorette thoughts. But I understand where Lala's coming from, and it felt so good. She went on a little rant on her podcast, which she has rebranded her podcast from Give Them Lala to Untraditionally Lala. She has removed her brother as her co-host. Now, I should post a picture of this. I mean, I'm not proud of it necessarily, but it is some lore, some Bella Talks TV lore that I was a huge Lala fan. At the last BravoCon, I was stalking Lala, walking around to her booth. I was wearing a Send It to Daryl sweatshirt all weekend. Like, I used to love her, okay? But we grow older and wiser, and we realize things. Now, she can also have moments of growth, and I'm trying to give her the space to also become older and wiser because she's listened to some advice already. And I don't want to say it was just me. It was me because I know it wasn't just me. But I left her a huge, like when you would give somebody an Apple review. Oh, I reviewed. I let her know everything I thought about Easton and why he shouldn't be on the show and just like where the direction she should take the show if she wants to really be taken seriously. And then, that was a while ago. I probably left that comment like a year ago. So it's not like all of a sudden she did this. But I think that when it sounds like her contract maybe was up and that she also needed to just change platforms or podcast, whoever she's signed with. So everything changed: cover art, name, co-host, structure of the show, the point of the show. She's trying to go deeper. She's trying to not just talk about sex or like weird stuff or like have black scent or talk about, reality TV. She obviously can't talk about Vanderpump Rules anymore, which was really her bread and butter for a long time, especially during the Scandal year that she was making all of her money from. Especially with shenanigans too. They really were making a lot off of talking about Vanderpump Rules. And we know now Vanderpump Rules, they're not on the show anymore. Lala has supposedly also it was either going to be just Lala or Scheana coming onto the Valley. And they were basically competing for a spot and Lala got it. Lala must have more organically and authentically just had more drama going on with the group. And she's gotten very close to Michelle, which I find interesting. So she's going to be an op for Jessie. And I don't enjoy that, even though I have seen pictures of Jessie and Michelle together recently. They posted on social media, them hanging out. Remember, Michelle's not with the Honey Eye guys anymore. Aaron, they broke up. So I think that they had to remove a photo that Bravo made them take down. This is a conspiracy because they were together. And I'm wondering, is there some rekindling? Is there going to be some kind of, remember, they were not legally divorced because they didn't do the paperwork right and pay the lawyer right, which Jessie, I think, was sabotaging to try to get her back. Are they going to end up being an iconic Bravo couple, Michelle and Jessie? I just have a feeling. But wait, the new girl is also filming Jessie's girlfriend. So what am I even talking about? Lacey Nicole. She's also going to be on there unless there's going to be some weird love triangle situation. Is Michelle going to want to go after Lacey to try to get Jessie back? Is she wanting him back? We're going to have to wait and see. So that's really my number 4 most talked about moment. The feud with Scheana and Lala, the Lala and Schwartz soft launch thing. And the whole reason why TAMRA got dragged into this is because of Kiki Monique records with Scheana. And it's so funny. I was standing Kiki and I'm still on Kiki's side, but I don't like her relationship with Scheana in particular. I understand her intertwinedness, her organic, involvement in these circles in LA, but I don't like the Scheana bridge. That one seems, whatever. Now, because I think she has the serious show Reality Checked with Dorinda, it kind of ties her in as a legitimate Bravo reliable narrator. She's kind of employed by Andy. And she's kind of like a side character that is, she is not going to put out false information because her job and her livelihood literally depends on it. So I do trust her in that sense. I don't know why what she sees in Scheana. To me, Sheena's kind of the antithesis of who Kiki is as a person and the people that she does surround herself with. Not that I know everything about her life, but I just, Jock Peterson from the Daily Mail. And then there's I listen to his Patreon podcast also. He's friends with Kiki, and he's just more of a real person. And then also her friend Cece Boom, who I've met Cece also at the last BravoCon. Just the way that they are, like I think West Coast people are just different too. I don't know. I just don't understand why Kiki is still in the middle of all of this when she the last like couple of weeks, even Katie's not on the show anymore. So this Kiki stuff should start to die down. But Scheana decided to also say something, it was on Teddy's podcast. TAMRA was not co-hosting because if you guys don't listen to Two T's, I listen to every episode. They frequently bring in Erica Jane, they bring in Dolores. TAMRA's out a lot. Like they have different rotating guest hosts. Anyways, Teddy was talking to somebody, I think one of the producers for one of these episodes, and she decided to bring up a rumor that it was actually something with Scheana and Kiki conspiring to be able to get Scheana onto OC. She wants to be a Real Housewife of OC now. And I am definitely sick of these angles from Scheana. And I do think she plots and plans to get herself on these shows. And you can just tell everything is calculated with her. That's why I think with Lala, even though she's the same way and she's like, I got to put bread on my table for my children, and she does look at it as a job and she doesn't look at it as just living her life and there's cameras there, she must be better than Scheana. I think Scheana is just trying so hard to self-produce and produce everyone around her. The producers are pissed off by her, especially with the book that came out. Anyways, all roads, lead back to TAMRA on this one. And somehow Scheana started saying, oh, TAMRA was talking about me on Two T's in a Pod. And again, like if you don't listen, you don't realize TAMRA's not really always on every episode. So TAMRA wasn't even on the episode that Teddy was discussing these rumors. Teddy's not employed by Bravo. She's not on a current show. So she's allowed to talk about whatever she wants to talk about. And she brought up this rumor and I believe it. She brought up several other rumors too. And I can totally see Scheana and Kiki. I can see more Scheana sitting there and talking and Kiki just replying like, yeah, like kind of being a yes man because, she works with all of these different people in the Bravo circles. And as much as she wants to protect her reputation, she does want to stay. If she didn't want to have that life, she wouldn't be involved in all of these circles. So she obviously wants to be included and be doing what she's doing. But she basically, Scheana just got mad at TAMRA for saying that when she should have been mad at Teddy. Now TAMRA's like, keep my name out of your fucking mouth. I'll see you at BravoCon. We're going to have to squash the beef. There's going to be a line of like 25 people having to squash beef with Scheana. And Sheena's not even on a Bravo show, so I don't think she should be there. But bad press, good press, villains, all of this, rage bait is good for Bravo and BravoCon. So let's move on to my number 3 most talked about moment, because again, it's kind of tying into number 2. We're going to keep talking about TAMRA here. Just want to briefly talk about the fact that they've released the audio from the rumor of her sleeping with the 98 Degrees guy, Jeff Timmons, which I actually don't think it's him. They said Gen X. That's way more of a millennial person. Emily Simpson, I think, was really excited when she heard who it was. Or was it Heather? Heather was like, yeah, it's Gen X. Of course I know. Heather wouldn't know. I don't really think about Jeff Timmons. So I think it was actually somebody more from like a 80s band that is more recognizable. A good point that they brought up is that whenever you're recording music, like it's never 2 people. There's always at least 3 people because they need to have, a producer. They were just laughing about how like, was there just another guy sitting in there like doing sound, like listening to them, The point is that Gretchen is trying to accuse TAMRA of cheating, having an affair on either Simon or Eddie with this boy band. I think it was somebody from New Kids on the Block. Somebody said Donnie Wahlberg. And I think that is a really good guess because they're friends with Jenny McCarthy. Jenny McCarthy runs in all those circles out in the OC. I think when they said Donnie Wahlberg, I think she said Donnie when TAMRA was with Donnie. And that's why TAMRA was like that. I'm like offended almost because we're friends with his wife and we're all, running in the same circle. So don't try to put some rumor out there that like I had an affair with him. And it was clear that this entire thing, the only reason why TAMRA was singing and why she was even doing this song was for charity for that No Hate campaign, which used to be as big as the Got Milk ads. So it was when they would put the tape over the mouth. They had the words no hate on their cheek and every celebrity did them. It was for gay pride basically. And like, to not say hate speech towards not just gay people, but any minorities and living. It was like a no hate campaign. It's anti-bullying. It was all for a good cause. It's just very clear. Gretchen's still flopping. Slade is very scary and manipulative side sniper, holding on to a lot of pain and resentment for many, many years. And the fact that they blame her for all of their downfalls in life is bananas. Like, they take no accountability for their own lives, for themselves. And I'm just over it. So the release on this of the SoundCloud of the audio was comical. Everyone was mad that TAMRA says the R word in it. You guys, this was like 15 years ago. I hate to tell you, everyone was saying it back then. I was just somewhere yesterday where someone I know said it. Like, it's, I don't condone it, but it's not like she said the N word. You know, that is, I have to, whatever. I'm not getting into a conversation about what's worse. It just, for its time, it was still inappropriate, but it was more socially acceptable back then. So I don't want to hear it. Let's move on to my number 2 most talked about moment of the week. Let's talk about Brittany Cartwright. Date night, shots, sparkles. You guys, if you don't listen to Ryan Bailey, he does the best impression of Brittany Cartwright going shots. Now, Brittany was the first person to quit Special Forces. It is called the world's toughest test. It's like a military-style boot camp test. Brittany's competing with a lot of other reality TV stars, Cody from Sister Wives, Brianna from Barstool, Brianna Chicken Fry, Teresa and Gia Giudice. There's a bunch of other people on here, but Brittany was the first person to quit. And it is sad that she cites Jax predicting this, telling her, you're going to be the first one gone. You're never going to finish this. Now, Brittany says that she was there 7 days before the first day. So when everyone's like, oh my God, she literally lasted the first day, she was there, she says, for 1 week before. It was the longest she's ever left cruise. Now, look, I have a heart. You guys know I'm not a Brittany fan, but I can empathize with the fact that she left her autistic son for the first time for a week, and her ex-husband, you know, they're not legally divorced, you guys, by the way. Like, until they're legally divorced, I have a feeling there could be a reconciliation there when they realize how broke they are without each other. Money makes you do crazy things. So I don't think they're going to really be able to survive in life without each other, but we're going to have to see. Now, Brittany is dating this guy. Oh my gosh, you guys remember the paparazzi pictures that came out a couple weeks ago of him like holding her belly? And then Gigi commented on it saying, are you pregnant? Is this a pregnancy announcement? And then Kristen was fighting with her. I just want to remind you, Gigi, Kristen, they're all going to be in Brittany at BravoCon. And I'm sure they should have to do a squash the beef. I mean, that cannot be good. The Valley Persian style versus the Valley. We can't have drama going down like that in the Valley. I need all of my Valley people getting along. So I love Gigi. I don't want Gigi saying that, because that does cross the line. Like, Brittany, one thing I've realized about Brittany is it's like, why isn't she on a GLP-1? And I know that is so fucked up to say. And I've realized this is like a new prejudice that has came up in the last year because of Ozempic and stuff, is that now when you see somebody that's bigger, you think to yourself, like, what's wrong with them? Why aren't they just like using Ozempic? Because it seems to work. And I know that there's side effects, which is what I'm getting to. One of the side effects is that I believe you can't drink alcohol on it. And it's the worst kept secret of the Valley that Brittany is a functioning alcoholic, and that's why she has so many health issues, stomach, GERD, whatever. And I'm wondering if that, you know, she not being able to drink and withdrawing and going through that process. Remember when Tom Sandoval was in the Trader's Castle and had the pit stains and stuff? Like, withdrawal is real, and they're not even getting to, you know, I don't know if Brittany can go that long, is what I'm saying. So I wasn't really that shocked that she quit. Between cruise, between not being able to have shots, and I think also, just like with Jack, they are codependent on each other and their drama. Even though she says she wasn't physically ready, and like, girl, we know you. And I'm glad that she can admit that she did no training whatsoever. And it's extremely physical hard. Like, you see Teresa, who's in great shape, and then a lot of these other people who are in great shape, like, they have a hard time. Did you guys know that Nick Viall won season 2 of Special Forces? I didn't know that because I didn't actually watch the whole season, because I watched season 1 and it was so boring that I just was like, couldn't do season 2. That was Tom Sandoval and JoJo Siwa. So I watched a lot of clips. And then season 3 was the one with Denise Richards where her breast implants explode. And I actually never went back and watched that. Season 4, I'm going to have to start watching, you guys. I think I'm going to have to tune in. Let me go back and watch episode 1. But I just cannot believe Brittany is out. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I thought that her hatred for Jax would fuel her. I think that it just wasn't the right show for her. Now she got $25,000 just for showing up. They all do. It's a flat fee. I think they get paid for like their first week because they go through safety training. So for them to relocate, do the safety training, all that stuff, if you complete that, you get a $25,000 bonus. So she went, she got a check. I think if you complete the show, you must get more. You must get like a filming for each episode bonus on top of that. But she at least did go and make some money for her family. Can't hate on that. Okay, so let's move right on to my number one most talked about moment of the week. You guys, I'm doing really good this episode. My number one most talked about moment of the week is the new season of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So I talked about this a little bit last week too, I believe, just kind of getting into the beginning of the season and how I didn't really like the premiere. But now we are on to episode 3, and I have to say it's heating up, and I'm liking Bronwyn being kind of this dark horse that's kind of coming out of the woodwork because she had a really bad season last year. It really was bad. She came out looking like a liar. There's a lot of Lisa Barlow stands. Every franchise has one. Teresa, TAMRA, Adriana, could also be like Alexia. I mean, these like polarizing characters, like Ramona was one where people are either loving her, standing her, live and die by every word, or they hate them. So Lisa Barlow is becoming like that. And it's like 50-50 down the road. I see a lot of people turning on her. But the gout dick sucker comment, I mean, it has been 3 weeks now, and every single day, it's all I hear about. That's why I had to make it my most talked about moment of the week. It's like the most talked about moment of the month, this gout dick sucking comment. People found this to be the most iconic read of the year. Now, I don't know if it's just because they love Lisa, if it's like the Lisa stance, if it's just the fact that her mind went there, if they're just like, we saw the way that she can go there. Like, do you guys not remember the rant that she had on Meredith when she was like, she fucked half of New York, piece of shit, garbage whore? Like, that was really who Lisa is. So we've seen this for seasons. So when she goes to places like that, when she's in these fights and she's like, dick sucker, everyone's like shocked and gagged. And it's like, I don't know. To me, it almost is a read. I don't know. I am just going to I appreciate Lisa as a housewife and what she's bringing in. Like, we all need a villain. Every season needs a villain, but she's flopping, right? Like, I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments and the DMs, like, what's going on with Lisa this season. I also have a huge question about how she was able to reshoot her confessionals, because you guys know how she had like the wonky eye, and I think she had a black eye, which was from either some procedure she had done. She must have been scheduled to have to do her confessionals, and they were probably like, you got to film them anyway, put makeup on it. We can't like reschedule you. Because again, remember, she took a long time to film her contract because she was playing games and didn't want to resign and acting like the big dog, doing big things. So I think production and everybody was just like, okay, get in the chair and shoot the confessional. We don't care if that you have a black eye. Well, it was like, everyone's been talking about this black eye. Now it's probably, that could have also been the most talked about moment of the week, is Lisa's weird eyelash in her confessional. Now, people are like, does her glam team have it out for her? Like, is everybody around her conspiring? Because I do want to know, like, is this the beginning of the end for her? Is this going to be a huge crack, or is this only going to like make her stronger and more beloved? Kind of like how on Katie's season, everybody on OC was ganging up on Katie, and she's like this unsung hero now. It's the Shannon Bedore effect. Who else gets drunk, hits a house with their dog in the car, pretends to get out and walk the dog with a bloody face down the street? And people are like, oh my God, my hero, all season last year. People were loving Shannon. So I have a feeling people are just going to be loving Barlow and her wonky eye and her threads all year, even though she's clearly an awful person. So I just want to see how this season is going to start to play out. Looks like Heather's starting to get a little bit of a sniff in the air that you don't want to be on Lisa's team. You don't want to be sitting on Lisa's couch this year. So again, I'm curious, like, who's going to be the one that stands by her side and is her true ally this year? Who is it going to be? Is that why they're bringing in Amy the socialite? Because she was in last night's episode now too. And I'm like, is she supposed to be there to be Barlow's ally? You can tell that the production was kind of scrambling with the beginning of this season, but it's coming together. It's coming together. Remember, they picked up cameras very, very, very quickly after the Porta Vallarta, Vita, Bezos trip finale last year. So I'm very curious how the rest of the season's going to go. So yeah, that was really my number one most talked about moment of the week. Like the only two things on my list I didn't really get to talk about were, one, what do you guys think that the Real Housewives of Miami reunion bombshell is going to be? Because there's a lot of rumors online. Of course, some people are saying like Julia and Adriana had an affair. I do not think that that's what the bombshell is. I've seen some rumors that Julia and Martina did not actually adopt the boys and that they have gone back. Now, that would probably take 1 second of me going on their Instagram. Like, should I just do it now and see if they have them still? Because I don't want to be misinformation over here. But let's see, Julia. Let me see the latest picture of the boys on the Instagram feed. Oh, you guys, I'm scrolling here for quite a few minutes and I have not seen one of these boys. Okay, let's click on a picture. I'm all the way back in July of 2024 and I'm not seeing one of the boys still. Hold on, we're still scrolling here. I want to see, are we going to find the boys? Maybe she's never posted them. I don't know if she posted them and she took them down or if they were just never posted. If you go to her social media, you will never see, as far as I can see, I'm back now in 2023 September, not a Jackson or Luca to be found. So is that going to be the bombshell? Is the bombshell going to be that Martina and Julia have filed for divorce? Let me see. According to their Instagram, I mean, no. It says, on this day, 11 years ago, I said yes. A beautiful memory to celebrate. The U.S. Open will always hold a special place in our hearts. So they got engaged at the U.S. Open. This looks like the most staged photo ever, you guys. Look at this photo. Can you see? Of her. Oh, sorry, I have the blur effect on because my calendar was behind me. This is Martina down on one knee at the US Open, and you can see Julia's like looking up with her hands, like, I'm so surprised. Oh my God, the next one's even worse and gaggy. Like, do you see? This looks so fake and staged. What is going on here? I'm going to need Snarkbait Pod to do a deep dive on Julia and Martina. I'm going to write them. Maybe I'll do it for an episode because I need a deep dive. Okay, so that was one question I had for the Miami bombshell. What else do we think happened, you guys? It could be that Larsa and Jeff are married, engaged, right? We predicted a very quick engagement from them. It could be, I heard a rumor too, this could be one of a potential bombshell, that Stephanie quits on stage. I think this could be true, you guys. I think this could be true. I think that they also leaked a fake rumor that she was already re-signed for next season. Nobody ever re-signs their contract till after the reunion airs. You guys, letters don't go out from Bravo till the reunion airs. They get all of the fan reaction and then they decide who they're bringing back. It's a quick turnaround. It's usually like a week after the reunion, but no one knows who's coming back for season 2 yet. There was a thing coming out. Adriana, Kiki, and Julia, they said, we're going to all be fired. And Gertie, all 4. And that Larsa, Marisol, Alexia, and Adriana were all going to come back or something. All rumors. Those are all rumors. None of that is true or confirmed. I believe Stephanie, they said Stephanie was coming back for next season. I believe there's a chance that she's going to quit because you guys remember, Housewives has now turned into the dirt game. Like, I think for a long time, it was just like naturally bringing things up on camera, like Camille bringing up, but now we said it about Taylor Armstrong. This has been going on in Housewives for a very long time. Like, okay, you guys, there's something going on in your personal life that you're not talking about on camera and we have to bring it up. So let's do it. And I think something that they're not happy about with Stephanie is that she really pretended like her life is perfect season 1, which is what every housewife does. Season 2, if you stick around, if you're strong enough, you're going to get the sophomore slump. Everyone's going to come for you because they're going to say you didn't really share shit that's going on in your personal life on your last season. So now we're all going to bring it out for you. This all leads to Masood, her husband, who is like 25 to 30 years older than her. He was married before her, potentially married when he met her. And that's where a lot of this drama, there could be potential receipts that are going to come out that prove that Masood cheated on his wife with Stephanie. And if these are brought out at the reunion, I can see her being like, I don't do this. I'm out. I'm too rich for this. I'm out. Taking my Birkin and my private jet, and I don't need to be part of like my family getting smeared. That's the name of the game with Housewives. Are you willing to have your family name and personal reputation smeared for the sake of our entertainment? If you are, you will get money and fame as a Bravo celebrity. If you're not willing, like Paige, respectfully dip out. She said, I'm not going to tell you guys I have a boyfriend, and I'm not going to share it with everybody because I want to have a relationship. She went through the relationship with Craig. Now she wants to date somebody in real life off camera. She wants to really have a real relationship that's going to lead to kids. I think she really wants to be a mom and be married. So with Joe, her cup of Joe guy, now I say he's basic. I'm sure he's still very successful, but he's not on television, which is the main key. And she wants to live a normal life. She got off of television. So she never has to tell us she's ever dating this guy until she decides to. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys aren't watching Dancing with the Stars, I'm still Team Whitney. And yeah, I'll leave you guys with that this week. I love you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Follow Bella Talks TV wherever you listen to your podcasts. On social media, share, rate, review, give me 5 stars. Show me some love. And I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Ciao, Bellas.